Hey everyone, welcome back to Wytchwood. Episode 2. So last episode we got through what was essentially the tutorial. We've found out our goal is to get 12 wicked souls. So today we're going to go back to that forest and see if we can get the first one. Or at least find where they are. But yeah, I really like this game. I think it's a really cute art style. I'm looking forward to getting further into it. So if I check the map, that goes to the lake. That seemed important last time, so I don't know. We'll have a look around, see what we can find. We may need more meat, is one thing I'm thinking. Is something we'll have to keep in mind. But we'll see what we can find. Oh god, he's angry. What's your weakness? Cinderbox. How do we make that? Especially packed for maximum combustibility, burns longer than one would expect, useful against dryads. Oh, we need fireflies. A lot going on here. There's so much to collect. I definitely feel like it's one of those things that if I don't collect everything, I will come to regret it. I'm assuming the dog will be aggressive again. Bait stick. Tempting deadly morsel for meat-eating creatures, useful in newts, dragonflies, and bats. Oh, and some snap traps. Cool. We got changelings. Got the guard dog. Right, I don't want to anger him yet. We don't need to. Oh, what is that? Goblin. Doesn't like dreadful dolls. So we make a sewing kit. We can make a... God, what is... We need a lot of things we don't have for that. Good to keep in mind. So at the moment we're just really looking around seeing... So we can go to the swamp, which there was one of the souls was in the swamp, but I wouldn't mind trying to find the ones around here. You know, like there's got to be useful ones around here. If nothing else, we can go and get some more fireflies. That goes to the lakeshore path. Here's where that's where we came from, up above. So that's not where we want to go. She's still there, looking for the bird that's on her head. But yeah, like over here where we got the fireflies, it looked like it was a portal or something, didn't it? We'll see. Get a few fireflies. At least it's not hard to catch things. Like, at least if you get close enough to trigger it, it just does it. It doesn't make you, like... It doesn't make you chase them and try to time it right. Like, no, there is nothing... I honestly thought this would be important. Maybe it's something for us to keep in mind for later. Is there anywhere we haven't looked here? Oh. Bear. Can't bear the sweetness. So really, if I just checked my map. Grab everything. I almost need to reorganize my bags just to make sure everything is like in a nice, easy to get spot. Because we sort of have the pot there, which I don't know if there's other uses for it. Oh, hello there. Sorry, I think I managed to get most of this debris off the road. Looks like you made a fine wreck. What on earth happened to your cart? Yes, well, you see, I was sent on a very important mission by order of my captain, the bear. The bear, you say? What sort of mission? It's my job to make sure the lakeshore camp is well stocked with provisions, but most importantly, a steady supply of honey for the bear's favourite mead. I was just my way back from the apiary when a deer or something darted out of nowhere. Jostled by a poor mule so bad that she broke her bridle and ran off. My own heart nearly leapt out of my rib cage. Piled the darn cart right into the ditch, she did. Now every barrel is smashed, and I can't bring myself to report back empty-handed. Bear will have my guts for garters, I'm sure of it. This bear sounds like quite a brew. Oh, you don't know half of it. If you don't get his honey, mead, heads will roll. Maybe you could lend me a hand. Can't very well put this broken cart back together. No, nothing like that. Could you take a message to Sergeant of the Lakeshore Camp? He's a reasonable fellow. Let him know what happened, and maybe he can get me out of this bind. Get to Lakeshore Camp if you follow the road to the northwest of here. I need to stay with the cart and assess the damages. Oh dear. So, alright, so that's the quest. That goes to the field for the labour of the ox. Cool, so each of the souls is actually marked on the map. That's useful. And the leech. So yeah, let's go do the bear. We'll follow this and we'll do the bear. Crash cart. New chapter, the bear. Grab as much stuff as we can before we go. Flower petals. That'll come in handy, I'm sure. Let's grab everything. That's what we do. Whenever we find something new, just make sure we get all of it. That's the stag. Alright, so... that's definitely got something to do with it as well. I do like this game just sort of throws you in. It's just like, yeah, go on. You'll figure it out. We'll get there. We're going to go... yeah, no, I'm keen. We'll follow through the bear. We'll try to do it sort of chapter by chapter, you know? We'll see how we go. It's just up here. Pretty sure? Yep. Nailed it. Let's go to the Lakeshore Park. Dingus. Hey, where do you think you're going? And Dongus. Yeah, no one but the soldiers are allowed inside the Lakeshore camp. Get out of my way. I have urgent news for your quartermaster. I need to speak with your sergeant. Urgent? I don't think that urgent is a line for the latrine, or if the captain hasn't had his drink. That's right, Captain Bear is in a right foul mood. You can't come in unless you want a good thrashing. Guard almost has to shout over the clattering din coming from inside the camp. You heard him. It's dangerous in there. Wouldn't have the heart to let a frail old granny like you near that beast. One guard turns the other with a conspiratorial shrug. Yeah, but who are we to say what's good for her health? Oh yeah, you're right. We might be convinced to look the other way if we was fairly compensated. Right, fairly compensated, of course. We'd be sticking our necks out after all. Give him the money. Whatever. Carefully press 3 heavy gold coins in the palms of the waiting guard. There, expect you two can divide them evenly amongst yourself. Right, 1 for you and 2 for me. What, you mean 2 for me and 1 for you? I'm the one who does all the real guarding around here. You still owe me for that game of dice you lost. You cheated me. Give me them coins. 2 guards fall into a fisticuffs and roll into the bushes, leaving the gate to the camp wide open. Unconscious soldier, there's trunks. Cool. We're in. Thank God we picked that up. Blood. And mending. Cool, health. Well, there's the bear. I don't know if we I don't think we want to go near him, eh? The bear. We don't know his weakness. Large, ferocious soldier with many a self-aggrandizing tale to tell. As you cautiously approach, the bear drains the last of his enormous tankard and smashes against the head of a nearby soldier, knocking the hapless man to the ground. And then I walloped him, just like that. So next time I catch any of you cowards turning tail, I'll skewer you like a fish and leave your guts for the gulls. Play noticing his drink has gone dry, the bear bellows to the skies. More mead, you yellow-bellied worms. More drink, bring me my delicious honey mead. Soldier taking cover nearby exchange nervous glances at each other, none wanting to confront the bear. There is no more honey mead. Bear wipes a strand of drool from his sagging lips and his bleary eyes slowly focus on you. A mocking smirk splits his face as he waves at you with his great spiked mace. Say, now that's a funny looking helmet, soldier. I ever tell you the time I crushed the bucket-headed barbarians of the Western Mountains? You decide that now is a good time to leave the bear to his ramblings, rather than make yourself an unfortunate prop in his war stories. Bear kicks an empty tankard at you, and you retreat back into the camp. That's right, go get me more mead, you good-for-nothing slaggard. Wait, so did we get the... I feel like we're going to have to poison him or something, aren't we? Did we get the tankard? No, maybe not. That's alright. We'll deal with it when we get there. Take cover. Can't go in there, it's the bear's tent. The frenetic-looking officer shouts hurried orders at whoever will listen, but most of the camp soldiers are busy cowering or knocked out cold. Man the gates. You, over there. Secure the perimeter. We just need to hold out a little longer. Sir, we're running out of men. Where's that damn shipment of honey? Step over an unconscious footman to address the man in charge. Might be able to answer that question. Who let this old bat into the camp? Found your quartermaster. Having a bit of trouble? He's having a bit of cart trouble on the road. I'm afraid your shipment isn't going to get here anytime soon. What? Oh, curse my rusty britches. Without honey and other supplies, we can't make the honey meat. Bear's going to flatten the whole camp when he finds out. Camp looks half flattened already. What's all this ruckus about? Well, the bear is the greatest warrior there ever was, which is grand and all when we're fighting the enemy. But once we set up camp, he likes to use us poor sods as playthings to reenact his conquests. And the only thing the bear loves as much as fighting is drinking. Guzzles up so much honey mead, we have to brew it right here in the camp just to keep up. Points to a squat-looking device tucked near some tents. A portable brewery. Without that shipment of ingredients, I don't see how we can ever calm the bear down. He'll smash us all into paste before the sun sets. Let me take a look at this brewery of yours. If the bear is so in love with brawling and boozing, then perhaps it's about time he received a dose of his own medicine. Alright. So, we've got this now. Inspect the brass contraption. A tank here, a hopper there. The bitter smell of alcohol is infused into the well-worn metal. Despite the needlessly complicated dials and tubing, at the end of the day, the brewery is really just a fancy cauldron. This seems simple enough. I should be able to concoct just the potion for your troubles. Proud Sergeant shrugs his shoulders at you. Sure, if you think it'll help, you need to fuel the darn thing first. Our supplies are a mess, you'll have to figure it out on your own. Open up brewery, inspect its complicated innards. So we need 5 jars of water and a cinder box, and we've already got the twigs. Alright. So that's not too bad. Can I? No. So we need more jars. Can we make those ourselves? We can. Alright, so we need 4 of these. Alright, so now we've got 5. We can go get our pots of water. We then need the cinder box. What do we need to make the cinder box? Nothing, we've got it. Alright, so now we just need water. Not bad. We're doing well. So the water we can get from the well is the only place I've seen it, so looks like we're going back there. So yeah, it's currently the long weekend over here, so I've been looking forward to getting some recordings done. We're going to play through this, and I've actually got the next game also picked out, so keep an eye out for when that starts uploading as well. We've got plenty of twigs, we've got the cinder box, we need the well water. So we'll go back down there. I was worried I'd missed it, but no, we're in the right spot. Down we go. While we're here, may as well grab some of this stuff. You never know when it'll be useful. Got him. So that's glowing. Does that glow for a reason, or is it just to show me that I can grab stuff from it? At least we got a heap of twigs. You know, one less thing to have to collect. Alright, so we should be able to just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Look at that. Got everything we need for the brewery. I wonder what else we're going to need. In fact, part of me kind of wants to get, like, blue feathers or something just in case. Oh, bloody squirrel. Oh, we got more rodent lard, which we do need. But we may as well use these while we have them. Got him. I'm sorry, bird. Alright, so we've picked up a couple of spares. Continue to just grab anything. Because you never know when we're going to need it. I think that's been one of the big things that I'm glad I've been doing, is just grabbing anything I see when I see it. Because it has saved us a bit of backtracking. We'll have to keep that in mind. Hopefully we don't need a heap of this meat and stuff, because it's frustrating to have a one-use trap. I wonder if we'll get, like, multi-use traps later or something. That could be cool. I really like the bear. Alright, so now we can do this. Open up a brewery. Done. Slush cool, clear water into the brewery's main tank. Not the best space for potion brewery, but you want to preserve that honey mead flavour. Open the brewery. We'll put the twigs in. Snap! Kindling into pieces scatter at the bottom compartment of the brewery. Should be fuel enough for the job. And the cinder box. The heat of the cinder box, you set the stove chamber of the brewery alight. It'll bring the tank to a roiling boil. The hiss of steam and the sound of boiling water, the rattling brewery is ready for the next step in the process. Of course, I'll need honey for the mead. The quartermaster said he was coming back from the apiary in the field, so best try there. I'll need a proper magical binder and a token of the bear to seal the spell. Something in his camp ought to do the trick. Frothing base in the brewery stands ready for the right ingredients. So we need honey from the lake, we need a metamorphosis elixir, and we need a torn teddy bear. How do we get the... What do we need here? What are our ingredients there? Dryad fruit and bug ichor. Okay. So the dryad fruit, we need one of these to kill that dryad. So let's do that. But the bug ichor is from the swamp. Let's see if we can find anything useful while we're here. All right. Well, we can go get the dryad. Then we'll go to the swamp or the graveyard for bug ichor. We need 3 of those. We also need a teddy bear, which I'm not too sure. Oh, that's opened up now. Now we can go in here. Through your open tent flat, you catch a glimpse of pillaged trinkets and treasures scattered around the spacious here. Surmise that one of the precious objects might contain enough magical essence to use as a token of the bear. Eyes have only a moment to linger upon the giant fur-lined bed before a hand pulls the door flap shut. Sergeant gives you a disapproving glare as he ushers you away. Hey, you can't go in there. This is the bear's personal tent. You know the kind of hell that would break loose if he finds out you've been snooping? Don't worry, I'll be careful. It seems like your men are keeping him distracted anyway. Glance over the bear as he tosses aside a soldier like a sack of potatoes. No way, no how. If you think this is bad, just wait until he finds out there's no more honey mead. Afraid of that stomping brute, why don't you just slip away into the night? Surely it would prolong your life a little. Abandon all my friends. We soldiers got to stick together. It's our only chance. If only there was some way to stand up to the bear. Thought seems across the Sergeant's spine as he noticed the potions of baubles hanging about your belt. Say, you're good with magical doodads and what's it, right? But you've made some sort of protective charm or talisman. And I could maybe have a chance against that monster without getting my head stoved in. If you make your protective talisman, will you let me into this tent? Suppose I wouldn't have much to worry about if you did. Alright, we need to make a protective talisman. How do we make that? Oh my god. Oh, that's craftable. Wicked gemstone. Oh, is that dog hair? That is dog hair. Okay, which means I need one of these. Which means I need more water. Oh my god. Let's get a couple. Just because I need them later. Alright, so we need dog hair for that. We got everything else. Then we need magic paste. What do we need for magic paste? Milk? From the fields. And dragonfly wings. Okay, we can work towards that. And we also need 2 wicker works. Which we can get. Alright. So we have a few things we need. Let's do it. Alright. So there's cows in the field as well. Which we can go. Like, I'm not sure if I should be doing all the quests at once. I feel like doing them one at a time does actually. There we go. We got the dryad fruit we needed. We can just take that. We need more water for the dog so I can take his hair. I don't want to... No, I don't want to poison the dog. Alright, so we'll go get some more water. Make this... Make the sleep potion. Where are we? So that's... That, to me, looks like the snakes area. So we won't go there yet. You know, if we do them one at a time and just make sure we're picking up everything as we go as well. It should work. I'm trying to make sure I, like, grab as much as I can of everything because it's just, like, hard to tell what we're going to need lots of So maybe we'll grab even more water. Just like hopefully have spares, you know? So if I make... We need campfire embers. So we need to make sure we get more of those. But let's make like... Let's make 6. Just fill all these up. That was the wrong button. Yeah, so just fill all these. So now we can get the dog hair. I do like how it keeps track for us. So we need a metamorphosis elixir and we need a protective talisman. The protective talisman, I need dog hair. Cool, cool. Well, we know where to get the dog hair, so we do this. Then we can make sleep potion. I need more of these. Just if we find a cow, I want to be able to milk it. And now we can... Actually, yeah, no, because I want more embers. So if I throw this, he'll go to sleep. And we can take his hair. Then we can get more embers. Which is useful. Get him as well. I don't know what we need them for, but we've got them. Alright, cool. Let's go to the field. So the way to the field was... Actually, then we'll go to the swamp. We need to get the bugs. We need dragonfly wing and we need bug ichor. You know, channel our actual witch and get bug ichor. And we got... Once we've got that stuff, we can then go to the field and find milk. But we're getting there. Oh, you're back. Hello. I don't want to deal with you. Actually, do I have what I need to make one of these? No, that needs hopper legs and sewing kit. Sewing kit, we need a skeeter snoot. All right. Cool. Let's see what we can... Oh my god, there's a fair bit going on. Bloodsucker needs spirit salts. Seeker vine. Skeeter needs smoke pellets and log hatch. Rotting stumps. We just learn how to make heap of new stuff. Needs embalming salts and unveiling powder, which we know how to make. Alright. Alright. Alright, what do we have to do with you? Smoke pellet. How do I make smoke pellets? Oh. Frog slime, forest herbs, and clay. Okay, we can make one of those. Need to hatch it. Cool. Got a bit of stuff from that. Just avoid everything here. Don't hit me. Oh, really? Okay, hang on. Hang on. Wait, where's that? Inventory. Oh, okay, so we drop things in. Take that. What do we need to do on these? Shears. Just grab as much stuff as we can. And what do we need for the leech? That needs spirit salts. Okay. Man, there's a lot. There's a lot going on here. Hello? There we go. What do you need? Bait stick for the dragonfly. Well, that's lucky. We'll drop that down. Hopefully he'll come back and... Poisonous newt, we need bait as well. There we go. Alright, that's actually a lot of what we needed, wasn't it? So this one... We need the Metamorphosis Elixir. Right. We need milk. And we need to go to the fields. So we need to go to the fields in general. Which we can start heading that way. No, come back. Frog. And the snail shell. Alright, so we'll come back here. We definitely need to get a lot more, like, stuff to make, like, the smoke and the spirit salts and stuff. And bait sticks and all that kind of stuff. So that is going to be a thing we have to deal with. Alright, now where is the field? I'm assuming it's down here. Yeah, Fieldwood Path. That's where we're heading next. I do like that it sort of shows you, hey, here's the things that you need to go find. Like they are over here. Let's grab everything. Alright. Making progress. We just follow this path all the way down. All the way down. Grab that for sure. Alright. Then we're back here and we can talk to the... All that honey is ruined, so we can't use that honey. We should go catch those guys just in case. Fairy dust is useful, I'm going to assume. I feel like these are things we're going to need at some point. You know, grab as much as you can now, and then it's available when we need it. Alright, we're going down to the field. Keep working on the bear. So what do we need? No, where are we going? We need... Oh, that's right, we've got that now. So we can make that. We need this, which needs milk. That's been made. But we do need this, which just... Alright, we just need milk. And the honey itself. G'day to you. That's polite. Oh my god, turkeys. Digestive tablets. Snail shells, eye of newt, and goblin snot. Yeah, you really have to, like, go around to each area, don't you? What's this? Lazy grass. That'll probably be useful at some point. That's the apiary. Brilliant. That is part of what we're looking for. Just listen to all those bees. Heidi-ho, I'm afraid we're closed for the season. Closed, but I need some of your honey right away. Sorry, our supply was cleaned out just a little while ago. Funny little man with a cart. You just missed him. Yes, I've met him. He's a quartermaster for the bear, but he's had a bit of an accident on the road. I need to collect some more honey for the lakeshore camp. The bear? Well, that explains why the quartermaster purchased so dang much. I heard that lumbering bully would steal the nectar from lava if it suit him. My poor bees have already worked themselves half to death for that order, and they don't have any honey left. Wish I could do something to help you, but the only honey left in the entire apiary is Her Majesty's personal reserve. Her Majesty? Why, my sweet spring flower, the jewel of my crown, the golden son of my... Yes, get on with it. My beloved queen. She's as lovely as she is wise and resides over her flowered kingdom. Shrill voice pierces meadow and sends chills down your spine. Slave, where is my dinner? I ordered you to bring me the finest sunflowers. Right away, my love. And make it pretty this time. I don't want another one of your dandelion bouquets like some common wasp. Yes, my sweet. I think I'd better have an audience with this queen myself. Okay. I wonder what we're going to have to do here. Oh, another pot is always useful. Bees. Generally well-mannered, but be quite hostile when irritated. Alright, let's not irritate them then, hey? Let's talk to the queen. Queen bee! The regal insect looks down her curled nose at you scornfully. That fool beekeeper is supposed to stop the rabble from trampling my delicate garden. Good help is so hard to find, isn't it? And I suppose you come to lend a hand? No, I don't think so. What do you want, little beetle? Seem like a very busy woman, so I won't waste your time. I need honey. Your best honey. She tilts her long neck back and lets out a buzzing laugh. Ha, do you think I simply give my carefully cultivated riches to just any commoner? You have any idea how much time and energy is spent managing this colony? Everyone always wants something, but no one ever wants to work for it. The rustle of petals, the beekeeper comes running over, holding out an assortment of beautiful prairie flowers. My darling sweetheart, I hope you're the finest meadow flowers. I hope you find these to your liking. Is this marigold? You wax brainful. You know I despise the stuff. How many times must I repeat myself? Get out of my sight, all of you. My love, I have wronged you. Let me try again. Follow the beekeeper a short distance away while he busies himself picking more flowers. She seems to be in a foul mood. Does she always treat you like this? Well, yes, but it's really usually my own fault. Sometimes when she really gets her venom up, a little bit of smoke and soothing herbs calms her right down. Smoke, you say? I'm sure I could come up with something to even out her mood. Royal incense recipe. What do we got? Smoke pellet, witch spice, and soporific potion. Oh, God. So we can make the smoke pellet. That's easy enough. The witch spice we can make. And, oh, we can make that as well. Brilliant. How good was that? Done. Royal incense. Ow. You sneak. Do you honestly believe your little puff of smoke can... Queen fans herself lightly as the world begins to push and pull all around her. Whoa, does anyone else feel a little hot? Anyway, as I was saying, you can't just... Sparkling sun bears down the Queen like a warm summer's embrace. My, look at all these beautiful colours. Have they always been so bright? Queen Bee stretches her arms across the sea of flowers, brushing the tips of their petals gleefully. She arcs her limbs through the myriad of colours swirling about her head. It's gorgeous. Oh, and what's that delicious smell? Cracking the waxen walls of her hive, the Queen pulls out a golden honeycomb. She proceeds to messily stuff the honey into her face. Rumph, delectable. Oh, it's so good. You simply have to try some, my dear. I've never tasted anything so delicious in my life. She offers up a sticky handful to you. Why, thank you, my Queen. Cool. It's half asleep, but still feasting on honey. Let's use a healing potion. So we got the honey, we just need milk. Let's see if we can find a cow. There are the turkeys. Well, that was lucky we had everything we needed there. Lucky we've been chopping up everything. So... Oops. Keep hitting the wrong button. We can snap trap the crows. These we can just cut to get grain, which is useful. All right. Where is... Oh, can we just... Yeah, catch that. Oops. No. Get him. Hopper legs. Cool. Getting a few things here. There we go. Another one. Yeah, there's got to be a cow here, right? Yeah, there. Let's do that. All right, down we go. I don't want to deal with the other spirit yet. I want to keep him sort of one at a time. I feel like if I tried to take every quest, I would lose track of everything, you know? Is my thought process here. What are you? A gnome. Judgement refuses to read any instruction manuals. I mean, I understand that. Oh, get back here. That's water. Cool, we can get eggs. Seems important. There's a lot going on there. I can catch you. You, I can get some milk from. Let's get, like, 3. Thank you, cow. Okay, so now I can make magic paste. So then I can make the protective talisman. Nice, now we can go back. All right, let's head back to the camp. So yeah, I think we're making good progress. So once we've done this, we'll have what we need to make the potion. We'll have the stuffed bear for that side. Oop. Come here. Continue to grab everything we can. You know, just hoard everything. It's better than not having it when we need it. I really should just put my tools all next to each other. Okay, we can just run from here. We've got the honey. Yeah, cool. I suspect this is the whole bear's quest. You would think. We'll see. Feels like sleeping potions and things like that are useful all the time, so it's stuff that we do need to keep grabbing whenever we see it. I really do feel like the soot sprites are going to be important at some point, so we'll keep getting them. But yeah, otherwise we're just running back to the bear. Keeping an eye out for anything useful. I don't think I've used a heap, but like we did need a heap of twigs at one point, so I worry that all these things will at some point be like required. That's why we just grab everything. Cool. I'm already learning my way around, which is good. I am worried. There was a lot of those like gates in that sort of hub area, so that'll be interesting to see. All right, we've got the protective talisman. So we just come to this guy and talk to him. Make a protective talisman. There you go. Here, this ought to shield you from harm for a time. He grins nervously, he puts charms around his neck. Then he gloves himself in the face with his own fist. Wow, you weren't kidding. Haha. Though that's nowhere near the kind of punishment the bear can dish out. Better find some more stuff to test it out with. Then I'll give the bear a piece of my mind. He stumbles off into the camp to find other objects to try against his newfound protection, leaving the bear's tent unattended. Now we can come in here and get the stuffed bear. There it is. Is there anything else in here we can take? What's this? Oh. Even temporary surge, not so much for retention. No. Alright, we're out. We've got everything we need now. So now we can come and make the potion. Frothing base in the brewery stands ready for the right ingredients. Honey. Squeeze the honeycomb with your bare hands. Thick, rich honey slowly oozes into the brewery's tank. Too sweet for your taste, but then this potion is not for you. Metamorphosis elixir. Lay out a good portion of the writhing tar-like substance into the brewery. To be safe, you add a little more just for texture. And then torn teddy bear. Pause before dropping the tattered plaything into the brewery. Glint in its button eye reminds you of something, but the thought soon evaporates from your mind. You overturn your palm and stuffed bear splashes down into the concoction. It floats sadly for a moment before becoming waterlogged and disappearing under the surface. With the addition of the final ingredient, the brewing equipment is sealed and set to work. Steam hisses from its rivets as its swollen metal belly clanks and rattles. Before long, the waggling figures of the gauge and dial settle down, indicating the brew is complete. You give a quick sniff test and recoil at the sickeningly sweet vapours. You push an empty wooden keg under the contraptive spigot and crank the release valve. The brewery strains on the pressure and fills the keg with chunky, oozing fluid. I don't like that it's chunky and oozing. May not be the finest honey meadery, but hopefully that great raging galoot won't stop to notice the difference. And now we can take the keg over to the bear. Ah, Captain, I brought you more honey mead. The bear swipes up the tank with a massive paw and tosses the contents into his slavering maw without hesitation. He licks his chops, savouring the peculiar flavour. With a sudden jerk, he bears down on you with suspicion. Say, this guy tastes kind of funny. What did you do, soldier? It's a new recipe. I thought you might enjoy something with a little more sting in it. Rah, you know I hate new things. I'll teach you to mess with my favourite brew, you hayseed. Bears upon you with frightening speed. He raises a huge mace in his paw, skyward, and you brace for impact. With an equal measure of speed, the sergeant leaps between the crashing mace and your head. You peer through your fingers as a great clang resounds through the camp. Bear roars furiously as his blow is magically repelled from the sergeant's talisman. The mace goes spinning out of his paw and falls into the lake with a great splash. He gapes, dumbfounded, as the sergeant stands before him, completely unharmed. Ha, that'll teach you to pick on us, you big oaf. This has been a long time coming. The sergeant wags his finger at the bear. Who do you think you are, huh? You think you're so big and tough with your fancy feather hat and your big honking club? Well, look at you now. Camp soldiers gather to witness in stunned awe. Miraculously, the bear seems to shrink in the face of the sergeant's onslaught. If it was up to me, you'd be dishonourably discharged for disorderly conduct. You're a disgrace to the uniform. You're no captain of mine. With fear well up in his eyes, the bear shrinks and shrinks until he is reduced to the size of a small cat. Another thing, what's happening? Teddy bear. In place of the bear's drunken grimace is a stitched smile of a doll's grin. Two buttoned eyes stare back at the disapproving faces surrounding the little plush toy. Sergeant takes a step back to reveal a small shape of a stuffed teddy bear. where the brute once stood. Your transformative potion has finally done its work. Gee, I guess I overdid it. Scratches his head in befuddlement, but seems genuinely relieved. Hey Sarge, I guess that means you're in charge now, right? Oh, yeah, I guess it does. Well, what are you all standing around for? The camp's a mess. Let's get to work. You pick up the diminutive doll and brush some sand out of its fur. As you inspect it further, its head lolls to face you. Far within the glassy surface of its button eyes, you can barely make out the tiny crimson flame, the trapped soul of the bear. So to be what that old goat is after. I hope he's happy. Well, there we go. Quest complete. Hell yeah. We got the bear. One done. Well, that is the perfect time to finish off that episode. Next episode, we'll go find one of the new ones, and we'll see what they're after. But until then, thank you for hanging out, and we'll see you next time. Bye, guys.